Okay, so let me show you how to use the new Web 2.0 headers package inside Photoshop Elements. So open up Photoshop Elements and go to File, Open. Then locate where you saved the Web 2.0 headers package and go to Templates for Photoshop Elements. Then just choose the size of the header that you want to create, either 700 by 150 or 780 by 150. Okay, so this is basically the starting point. This is the blank header that we'll be working with, and you'll be able to fill it up with all kinds of different effects with just a few clicks without knowing any kind of, you don't need to know any graphic design, you don't need to know any of that stuff. I have everything installed and ready to go for you, so let me just show you how to use everything. Okay, let me just move this header here so you can see better. Okay, if you go to the bottom right side of Photoshop Elements, there's going to be a layers palette. Okay, inside the layers palette, once you open the header, you will see all kinds of different layers. Okay, if you scroll up and down here, you will see that there's quite a few layers here on this header. So let me just walk you through all of these different layers and what they do. Okay, first we have the special effects layer. There's actually quite a few of them. There's 77 special effects in total. And what these are basically, well, they are special effects, all kinds of different things like, you know, like grungy looking effects, you know, little like textures. They basically add some flair to your header, you know. You can combine more than one effect into a more complicated effect, just like this, all with just a few clicks. Like you don't need to know anything. Like you don't need to mess around with graphic design. All you have to do is just click on these little squares here, and the effects get added to your header automatically. Okay, so there's a big variety of different effects you can add to your header. Everything from simple, you know, from simple grid lines, just like this one, to more complicated things, like this. Okay, so you can combine them into all kinds of crazy looking effects, or you can just simply choose one of them, and that's good enough to make a professional looking header. Okay, so let's just use this as an example. Okay, that's a pretty cool looking effect. That's pretty good. Okay, so once you chose your effect, the next step is the shape layers. And these shape layers basically add like a different shape to your header to break it down into different sections. Okay, so you can put your text here, have the special effects showing up on the right side, and this just gives your header, it just adds another element to your header to make it look better. Okay, and just like the special effects, you can combine more than one shape into the header to give it a more complex look. Okay, so, and another cool thing about these shapes is you can resize them and pretty much edit them in any way you want, because they come on a separate layer. So you can move them around, you can resize them, you can rotate them, and let me just show you how to do exactly that. Actually, okay. So just select the move tool and just double click or click anywhere on the shape layer, and simply drag this little square here. Okay, and this will basically like resize the shape for you. Okay, you can also rotate it if you want. Okay, once you're happy with what you just created, just play around with it. You can, yeah, you can resize it, make all kinds of custom looking shapes that you're happy with. And then once you are happy, just hit enter on your keyboard. Okay, with the move tool, move the layer anywhere you want. Okay, so just position it in any position that you want, just like that. Okay, and you can do that with any one of these shape layers. Okay, so that's the shapes. The next thing you will see above the shapes is simple text layers that I've added. Okay, you can see them here, and I just added them here for you so you can easily add your own text to the header. All you have to do is double click on the text here, and you can start editing it with your own text. Okay, so you can add your own text to whatever you want, and if you want to if you want to change the font on the text, simply highlight it like this and choose the font. Okay, so this is where you would change the different fonts, and these are fonts that are installed on your system. So again, just play around with it, choose the font. You can also change the size by going here, or you can type your own size, the exact size that you want. Okay, you can bold the header, you can make it italics, underline it, you know. You can also change the color by going here. You can also move it around with the move tool. And you can also just resize it manually. Okay, I'll try to create some more videos dealing specifically with text, but for now you get the idea. That's the basics. Okay, so let's just move on to the next step. Okay, the next thing we see above the text is what I call 3D effects. And these are basically layers that add like a shine effect to your header to give it that Web 2.0 look. Again, all you have to do is click on the little square, and that 3D shine look will be added to your header. And these also come on their own layers, so you can resize them, move them around, combine more than one. Okay, this is my personal favorite one, 3D effects top 6. Okay, so once you're happy with the shine effect, you can also add a little touch to your header by adding a sticker, or like a star, or a bubbly circle, or a star badge. Okay, you can add things like volume 1 or free or new or any other text you want to put in there to make it stand out. And this just basically adds another little touch to your header to make it look better. Okay, so that's the basics of using the Web 2.0 headers package. Just play around with it, click on all of these different effects here, and you'll get something similar to this. Again, just play around with it, and you'll get the hang of it in a few minutes, I'm sure. Okay, now if you want to change the colors of the header, That's another thing I want to go over quickly. Okay, choose the main header layer, click on it. Then there's several different ways of changing the color. You can simply use the paint bucket tool. Okay, I would personally use the gradient tool instead of the paint bucket tool. So let me just show you that instead. Okay, the paint bucket tool basically adds a solid color to your header, and the gradient tool adds a gradient to your header, which look much better than just a solid color, in my opinion. Okay, so you select the gradient tool here, then you choose the color for your gradient. Okay, you can choose from any colors that you want. You can choose all kinds of different color combinations. Okay, so let's say this is the gradient you want to use, then click OK. Then simply click and drag anywhere in the header. Okay, and this will change the color of the main header layer. Okay, so just play around with it. You know, choose different colors. You can also add more color points to the gradient by simply clicking here. And this will create more complex gradients for you, with all kinds of different colors in them. Okay, again, once you're happy with the gradient, just click and drag in a header. Okay, so that's how you change the color of the header. You can also change the color of all of these shapes and text, all of these 3D badges and everything. Even the effects can be changed, can be modified in any way you want with different colors. So, okay, I'll go over some more of this stuff in another video. I'll go over some detailed specific things that you can add to the header, and all the specific things you can do in Photoshop Elements in another video. But for now, this should give you a good idea of how to use the Web 2.0 headers package. So yeah, just play around with it, play around with the layers, play around with the colors, play around with the text, and I'll see you in the next set of videos. So that's it for now.